I cannot believe how much sound this car is creating. What was wrong now? I just stopped the car, moved on, and yes, I was quick, to make a spectacular video for you guys. And it's just started to beep. This should not be called Toyota GR Yaris, it should be called Toyota beep Yaris. I guess you all know me by now, but I do modifications to my vehicles, and the GR Yaris is no exception. As you all know, I've already done a few things, obviously debadged my car, and I put the scale in the center of the vehicle just behind the infotainment system. And I truly love putting a scale into my car that, has a true connection to it. Remember my 718 Spider? I had a 718 RS Spider in the center, and I loved it, doing the same with this GR Yaris. But we all know that the wheels, the forged BBS aluminum wheels that come stock with the circuit pack on the GR Yaris, well, they get all the measurements wrong. You could go much wider with the GR Yaris, and that's what I have. As we all know, I love the HRE wheels. I have here the RC103, and I'm gonna fit them to my vehicle. And together with the Super Sport tires, which I have never driven, it's going to be so interesting to really see what they can do. So just get the package right here. So starting with the rim, the RC103, it is a performance wheel, high performance wheel from HRE. It is built to sustain and last on circuits. It's a sport rim. One good example of that is that it is fitted with knurling. The knurling, what it does basically, it creates a more friction between the rim and the tire. So in heavy accelerations and bends, the tire sticks, it's more sticky to the rim, right? So you don't going to lose grip by having the tire twisting around the rims. Whew. And remember, if you buy a rally homologation car, don't be cheap on cheap tires and wheel. Make sure that you can use the performance the car delivers. So I think this would be super interesting. I selected silver rims, and I'm guessing I'm getting a bit tired of the black ones. Not sure if that is a common trend at this point or not, but I truly love the silver wheels. Oh, and the center cups, I think it's beautiful. Look at the nice package that you receive when you get the HRE wheels. Well, the caps are well sorted, and obviously you get new nuts to the beautiful wheels. But we're gonna start with the mud flaps, because it is a rally car, and going wider means that you need to protect your car. Remember, I've already protected my car with Auto Shield PPF, Expel Stealth. That will obviously have the base, well, that is the base protection for your vehicle, isn't it? But I'm gonna go even further, because I think this is a true rally item. It's a quite straightforward operation to fit mud flaps on any vehicle, but the GR Yaris on the rear, well, let's face it, there are not any natural fitting points. You have to make them yourself. And this is Hylan. It's a special rubber to, well, be more sustainable and be able to, suffer more gravel onto them. So I have difficulties to fit any tapes to pre-fit them on my vehicle. So what I'm going to do, I'm taking the center screw, and I'm just going to fit this on just one area, and then I can twist it to make sure it is a straightforward operation. I have said it so many times, but buy proper tools. Festool, if you haven't experienced their entire range of handheld tools, electric tools, then go ahead, just have a look at it, and then you will understand that this is a Porsche in electric tools. So yeah, this is what I'm going to use. And by the way, I'm not impressed of the design of the rear axle and how it looks. Everything looks very thin, and it's not like a Porsche, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to come back to that in future videos. Now I'm just going to fit the mud flaps, right?
A straightforward operation. Use your common sense and use self-drilling screws. Use double-sided tape to make sure the mud flaps stay dick to the fender. Then make at least 4 fitting points to make the flaps stabilized. I cannot stress enough how satisfying it is to fit new wheels to a brand new car.
We make out for the thrill of it, mess around for the thrill of it. Don't stop now, never let this end. For the thrill of it, we can have with no regret. We make out for the thrill of it, mess around for the thrill of it. Don't stop now, never let this end. For the thrill of it, we can have with no regret. We can live with no regret.
Driving the B roads, and I'm gonna talk about the tires a bit. This is Super Sport Michelin, and I've been able to test these tires from very, very different conditions, both in dry and this bit damp conditions. And I remember this is a very light car, I think just below 1,300 kilos, and yes, that makes it a bit difficult to build up temperature in your tires, right? But these Super Sports actually helps out. It's much easier to build temperature on public roads with these type of tire in comparison to the Michelin Cup 2 tires. And I really love them because now in the slight difficult corners, you feel how the four-wheel drive, by the way, I'm in the track mode right now. I can feel the grip really instant. This is like instant coffee, instant grip. And remember, one of my favorite tires is the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, which comes as stock with the circuit pack. But these kind of gives you an extra dimension in the dry grip. But I have been driven these tires on very slippery condition, in very wet conditions, and that's where the 4S really is brilliant. Remember, all tires is just a matter of compensation. And I must say that on a circuit pack, on a focused rally champion car as this is, yes, I would go with the Super Sport, not the Cup 2 tires, and not with the 4S. Super Sport, yes, it's a spot on. That's my first impression of these tires anyway, having about 2,000 kilometers behind the steering wheel. Then, just adding to new great B-roads, and I'm gonna talk about this, turning into corners as I'm doing now on my favorite roads. Approaching a corner, heavy braking, and then turn in. And remember, when you change the wheels, as I've done to the HRE performance wheels, what I'm doing is that I'm increasing the offset, especially in the front axle, which will make this Toyota GR Yaris circuit pack turn into corners much more rapidly. Talking about instant turning into corners. Brilliant. I have no clue what this car is beeping all about, but I'm gonna talk a little bit more specific about my HRE wheels. Oh my gosh. You cannot believe how many times I wash a car during a video production.
I haven't mentioned the most significant perk with Auto Shield and Expel Stealth. After a B-road drive, it's a 5-minute operation to clean the car. I'm using a 60-degree high-pressure water, and then it's just to take an Tearshan Apex Plus and a towel and dry my car. Remember, my car is not wrapped, it is protected. During this production, a lamp fell down on my hood. In normal case, this is a 2 weeks repair with new paintwork, etc. But no, gently extract the dent and then new PPF on my hood. 3 hours later, I was on the road again.
Let's go into the details with my HRE wheels. Well, first of all, let's just debate the design. First of all, the color. I think silver looks spectacular, even though I have a white car, which I believe many people would have selected black ones. But I am getting tired of it, especially black on black. And the design itself, I think it looks extremely rallyish, if that is a word. And I truly am satisfied with the model I've selected. And on top of that, all the performance and the engineering that comes with it. Technical specification, 9-inch wide and ET32, 18-inch wide. I mean, I have seen picture with 19-inch wheels, and I actually believe that's, well, it doesn't suit a rally car. Please let me know in the comments below if you don't agree with me. But there is one more thing that's up for debate. Should I not lower the car? I think with the mud flaps and the 18-inch wheels that I have fitted from HRE, it looks really rallyish, and this is a rally homologation. And if I lower the car, well, obviously most likely I will get better handling, etc. But don't you think it looks more rallyish in a height where it is today? That's actually something that goes around and around in my head a lot, because I cannot decide if I want to lower it or not. Well, that is up for debate, isn't it? Well, as you can imagine, the winter approaches faster in Sweden than a Porsche 992 turbo accelerate to 100 kilometers an hour. And yes, I took the stock rims and fitted my favorite winter tires. And I have done so many reviews of those before, and I actually begged Michelin to do one more set. Disclaimer, both the winter tires and the summer tires Super Sport was given to me for free. But the Michelin X Ice North 4 is definitely my favorite Nordic winter tires. I cannot imagine how Michelin managed to put more studs into the tire when that is allowed. If you look at the regulations, you're not allowed to put this many studs into the tire, but somehow Michelin managed to do that. And you feel it. The performance of this tire could not be measurable, and with a rally homologation car, yes, yes, yes. And I live in Sweden. Perhaps you've heard of the Swedish Rally. One more thing that needs to be addressed, and I've said it so many times before, but the noise level from these studded tires are non-existent. I actually don't feel much difference in noise between this studded tires and Michelin X Ice Snow, which I'm currently running on my wife's car. So I presume this is what all Japanese owners do. They modify their car to their liking. So it feels like perhaps this is not a stock car whatsoever. It's like a platform for you to build on. It's like a Morgan Plus 8. Well, that's not a car for modification, isn't it? But a Lotus 711. No, that's a store. Ooh, no, Lotus 7. Yeah, that's not 711. Lotus 7. I think I find similarities between there. It's like you buy the car and then you modify it according to your wishes. Increasing the offset really helps the car to turn in. Yes, yes, yes. If try spacers if you don't want to go with proper rally, performance wheels from HRE, but I really recommend to increase the offset. It really helps the car to turn in much better. Super Sport tires, thumbs up. It really improves the dry grip, a little bit slightly less on the wet conditions, and obviously put some Michelin X Ice North 4 for the winter.